Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Okay.
This is State of Michigan versus Haley Truax, file 25-43566-FY, set for status review.
Yes. James Dick on behalf of Ms. Truax. Ms. Truax is appearing via Zoom, Your Honor.
I do see Ms. Truax in court with us. Mr. Dick, do we have a resolution?
Yes, Your Honor. The last time we were here, we had attempted to enter a plea, and some further discussions had to be had in order to properly convey that plea to the court. So I think we are set today to do that.
All right. As I understand it, the offer was a plea to a fraudulent transaction between $200 and $1,000, which is a one-year misdemeanor with a $2,000 fine. There's also restitution of $7,704.21. And in exchange for that, the more serious count one of fraudulent transaction over 1,000 and less than 20,000, a 5-year felony would be dismissed. Is that accurate, Mr. Dick?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Ms. Brucker, have I accurately stated the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And Ms. Truax, you understand that that is the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to re-advise you what your rights are, because I know it was a little bit of time ago before I talked to you about that. So let me do that again before we actually take a plea from you. If you enter a plea today, you'd be giving up your right to have a trial and all of the rights that go along with having a trial. At a trial, you'd have the right to have your attorney represent you. You could have a trial in front of a judge or a jury. You'd have the right to see, hear, and question all the witnesses against you. You could present your own witnesses and evidence and get an order from the court requiring those witnesses and evidence to appear and testify on your behalf. You'd also have the right to testify yourself, or you could choose to remain silent. And if you chose to remain silent, that silence could not be used against you. At trial, you'd also have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and to have that burden of proof remain with the prosecutor at all times. Finally, at a trial, you'd have the right to automatically appeal any error at that trial. However, if you enter a plea, you could be limited to asking the court for permission to appeal, and it might not be given. Do you understand all of those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about any of those rights?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Knowing all of that, do you still wish to enter your plea today?
Yes, Your Honor.
You raise your right hand so I can swear you in and take some testimony. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead and put your hand down. Has anybody promised you anything other than this plea agreement today to get you to enter your plea?
No, no, sir.
Has anybody threatened you in any way to get you to plead today?
No, Your Honor.
Are you doing this of your own free choice and free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
The amended or changed or reduced charge against you would read as follows. It would say that on or about November the 10th of 2024, in the village of Vanderbilt in Otsego County, that you did knowingly and with the intent to defraud, use a financial transaction device to withdraw or transfer funds from a deposit account at Community First Credit Union or the State Employees Credit Union in an amount exceeding the funds then on deposit, and the amount of those funds being between $200 and $1,000. Is that what happened?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have that account at Community First Credit Union or State Employees Credit Union, or was it somebody else's account?
Somebody else's account.
And what did you do with that account?
I withdrew the money. I didn't necessarily do anything with anybody else's account.
Did you have any right to withdraw the money?
No.
Did you give it to somebody else to use it?
What do you mean? Sorry, I don't understand that question.
What did you do with the money when you withdrew it?
I spent it and paid my bills that I owed and things like that.
All right, so you used somebody else's money to benefit yourself, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Mounting, right, in the court.
And that occurred while you were in Otsego County?
I was in Florida at that time.
Yeah, the credit union with what that you took it from was in Otsego County, right?
Yeah, the community financial.
All right. Do either council have any other factual basis questions?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. I will find that there's been a proper factual basis. She's indicated that she removed funds from the Community First Credit Union or Community Financial Credit Union in Otsego County in the amount of between $200 and $1,000, and she didn't have any right to have that. And she spent it on her own purposes. I believe that that satisfies the elements of knowingly and intentionally defrauding using a transaction device from a credit union in Otsego County on or about November the 10th of 24. And she gave me that plea knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily based on the answer to the questions that she gave to me. So let me catch up on my paperwork. Ms. Brucker, is there a victim that needs to appear for sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have any objection to proceeding directly to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Dick, do you intend to go directly to sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, if the court would be inclined to do so.
All right, Ms. Truax, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the lawyers tell me what they think should happen at sentence, and then I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell me the same thing after you've heard from them. So, Ms. Brucker, your thoughts on sentencing?
Your Honor, a big part of the sentence in this case is for us to get that restitution ordered. I know it's a very large amount. It's probably going to take her a very long time to pay it back. But obviously we request the court to order that. I don't think she has any criminal history, at least not what I'm seeing in our paperwork. So I would ask the court to place her on probation for a period of time to ensure that she continues to make those payments.
Mr. Dick, your thoughts?
Yes, Your Honor. So, Ms. Truax, she committed this at the age of 25. She was on a vacation down in Florida. She had met some people down there, and essentially, I believe, or it seems that she was duped into providing her account information to them, and in exchange for whatever, I guess the way it was explained is her company for the hanging out with some people down there, they put some money in her bank account. Now, the deposits, the amount should have probably seemed somewhat suspicious. However, she did still spend the money. I don't think that this was entirely malicious in how she went about things. However, again, it probably should have raised a little bit more suspicion with her than I believe it did. Now, Miss Truax does have a history of mental health issues, and that is in part why things were gone about the way they were with the court hearings and the evaluations. She does accept responsibility for this. That's why she's owning up to it today. That's why she's telling the court that she did it. And she also understands that she's going to have to repay the restitution of almost $8,000 to the bank. With that, Your Honor, she is trying to find some work. She is trying to get her life in order to where she's going to be able to position herself to repay this and be done with this as quickly as possible, because this is not something that she wishes to have hang over her head. There is, of course, expected some period of probation here. And of course, I would ask if I'd have maybe a consideration. However, I didn't get to speak to Ms. Berker about this again this morning, and this has been dragged out for quite some time. If there's any objections, I'd ask her to make them, but I would request this, as Ms. Truax does not have any criminal history whatsoever.
All right, anything else, Mr. Dick?
No, Your Honor, not at this time. Thank you.
Ms. Truax, you have the right to address me as well. Is there anything that you want me to be aware of before I decide what to do for the sentence?
I do DoorDash and I do like other side jobs as well. So I do have income coming in, and I would not mind at all being on a payment plan to be able to pay all that back. And being on probation, I would just, because I take care of my grandma too and I have a lot going on. So I just, yeah, that's all I got to say.
You're gonna make $7,700 more than what your bills are in the next year?
I believe I can, yes. I can get another job if I have to.
Because that's what restitution, that's the amount of restitution. That's a huge amount. Are you doing anything for your mental health now?
I was going to counseling, but I did not fit well with the counselor and was trying to find a new one, but they were scheduling me out too far and I would miss my appointments. But I'm definitely gonna look into getting more counseling, yes.
Right. I think that's going to be important for you to stay on the straight and narrow and to avoid being taken advantage of, like your counselor or your attorney says happened this time. I have to tell you that running up a bill of $7,700 is not just a one-time mistake in my mind. That's you should have, and I can't believe that you didn't know better. Some things are too good to be true. So when they start happening to you, you got to say, yeah, something's wrong here. And now you're finding out that something was really wrong here. So you're having to pay the consequence. All right. I don't want to run up your bill unnecessarily. Normally what I would do is put you on probation for 2 years, but that means I have to charge you for additional probation time. So what I'm going to do is put you on probation for a year, and we'll see where you're at as far as making restitution in that year. If you've done substantially that full amount, I may say we'll successfully discharge you and say you still have to make some payments, but we won't keep you on probation because you've been paying so regularly. However, if you're not going to make your payments, then I will extend your probation, and that will take some additional costs to you because of that. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to put you on probation for 1 year because I think it's going to take you at least that long to make your payments for restitution. That's a probation oversight fee of $360. There's a mandatory crime victim fee of $75 and a justice assessment of $50. I'm going to limit the court costs to $100, a fine of $50, and the local charge of $15. Let me add all that up for you.
It's like I feel like I'm watching TV. It's changed scenery though. So.
It's a total of $650 plus the $7,704.21
Yeah, I take a shower
in restitution. You can pay that all over probation.
I wasn't sure because I said my clerk was at 145.
Yeah, it's.
Ms. Hill, can we mute the jail?
They have to.
Leading over into this hearing.
It's done.
Thank you. You may perform community service work in lieu of your fines and costs at the discretion of the probation office. I want you to enroll in and successfully complete some mental health counseling. That means you need to find a counselor and follow their recommendations. And I want you to tell them about this charge so they know what you're going through with this charge so that they can help you keep on the straight and narrow for that.
All right.
Ms. Truax was drinking and involved at all in this. Did that contribute to the problem that you had?
Yeah, but I don't drink heavily or anything like that.
Well, in order for you to be thinking clearly, I want you to have the best possible opportunity to do that. So while you're on probation, there's not going to be any consumption of alcohol or drugs. You can't go into a bar or place or business where the alcohol is served by the glass.
All right.
And there's going to be drug and alcohol testing at the discretion of probation.
All right.
Your attorney has asked for what is known as the Holmes Youthful Trainee Act. Ms. Brucker, do you have any objection to that?
Sorry about that. I'll just leave that decision to the court.
All right. Ms. Truax, what that means is if you're under that program and you successfully complete all the requirements of your probation, the conviction would not stay on your criminal record. It would be as if you were still had not had any criminal record at all. That's a very distinct advantage to not have something like this on your record. Are you asking me to put that under consideration?
Yes, please, because I do have plans on going back to college and potentially getting into nursing and things, and I don't know if that would do anything to prevent that.
All right. Well, here's the deal. If you do not go to counseling, if you do not pay your restitution or make a significant impact on your restitution, if you violate your probation in any other way, such as drinking, then your Holmes Youthful Trainee Act would not help you, and you would have this on your criminal record. So that's an added incentive for you to do very well, but you're going to have to really work at it. Doing nothing and then at the end of the year trying to do a little bit to get you through is not going to do it. You need to make consistent payments. You need to go to counseling consistently. You need to not drink on a regular basis. All of those things need to start today. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Then I will grant PIDA status. That'll be for the full year, and we'll have to determine at the end of that year whether you've successfully completed it or not. All right, Ms. Brucker, is there anything else that you would ask for?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Dick?
No, Your Honor, thank you very much.
All right, Ms. Truax, do you have any questions for me?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. Hope things go well. That's all.
Thank you.